Hey guys, so this is day one of our quarantine isolation. Wait, that's redundant. So if you've been following my vlogs here, we actually went to the US for over 5 weeks. Yep, this is our first international trip since the pandemic started, and I brought my wife and my two kids. Yeah, you can watch the previous videos for the stuff that we did. This series is going to be about our 7 to 10 days of quarantine here in the Philippines. So these 10 days are gonna test our love for each other. Yeah, don't mind the look. This is the isolation quarantine look. I haven't had a haircut in like almost 2 months now, so I haven't decided what hairstyle I'm gonna do. Yeah, I was too cheap to get a haircut in the States. As of today, the rules are, if you are coming into the Philippines and you are fully vaccinated with the brand, or actually if you are vaccinated in the Philippines and you're just coming back to the Philippines, then it would be a 7-day quarantine in a hotel or any accredited facility. And then if you're vaccinated outside of the Philippines, say like in the US or any other country, then it would be a 10-day quarantine at a hotel. Doesn't really make sense, because if you're vaccinated, it doesn't matter where you got it vaccinated. So I don't know what the Philippine government reason. Well, they said that the reason is they can't verify the vaccination if you did it abroad, but really, that's their excuse. I don't buy it. I don't buy it, sorry, but who's gonna fake their vaccination, right? I would even think that Filipinos would be the ones who would fake it back here, not abroad. Welcome to the Philippines, a beautiful country with a shitty government. Speaking of vaccines, I used to discriminate people based on their social status, but now I discriminate based on whether they got vaccinated or not. It's the new thing now. It's a vaxism. I coined that term. So when we arrived in the airport, it took us about 2.5 hours to just go through all the paperwork, because you gotta do all the documentation, health declaration, you gotta show your hotel reservation, then you gotta schedule your swab test, and you gotta pay for it. Oh, and I forgot to mention that on our flight we took All Nippon Airways, and there were only about 13 passengers going back to the Philippines with a stopover in Tokyo. So there weren't that many Filipinos trying to load up their balikbayan boxes. You know how Filipinos are. It's like you're playing a game of Tetris with your luggages, trying to fit it in. I think the government should cover at least the swab test, right? Well, at least the government's covering the hotel or the quarantine stay for the accredited facilities for OFWs. However, if you're just a normal Filipino or a tourist, you have to pay it on your own. Even the swab test, which is about, what, 3,500 pesos? That's about $70. I mean, it adds up. And if you're trying to revive the Philippine economy, you want some tourism. You want tourists coming in, giving them a 10-day quarantine. That's just not gonna entice them to come here. If they were here for, what, 2 weeks, then they're spending most of their time quarantined in a hotel. What's the point of coming here, right? I don't get it. So at first we thought that because me and my wife are fully vaccinated, it would just take us 7 days. Turns out, because our kids, our two kids who are minors, are not vaccinated, that now we have to stay for the full 10 days. But the thing is, we can't get them vaccinated because they're too young. I really don't get it. I wish that the government would just allow us to quarantine for 7 days in the hotel, and then continue the next 3 days after we get the swab test anyway, at home. Because we have our own rooms at home, so why not just let us go home and quarantine there? I mean, they can monitor us if they want, they can call us, and we have a negative swab test anyway to confirm that we're negative, right? I don't know, it's just a mess. So here's a tip if you guys want to, if you're coming to the Philippines and you want to expedite the whole wait when you're in the airport, get your swab test scheduled online and pay for it. The way to do it is you got to go to the Red Cross website, and then you fill out the form there, and then you can pay there. So when you arrive at the airport, that's one step that you eliminate. I will put the link for the Red Cross website where you could do that. Put it in the description. Well, looking at the brighter side, actually, we were lucky because we actually booked our quarantine in a nice hotel called Ascot, which is kind of like a condo hotel. And this place that we got is very spacious. My wife was the one who booked it, and we booked a 2-bedroom. And luckily, Ascot was so nice that they upgraded us to from a 2-bedroom to a 3-bedroom without any extra charge. And the reason we chose this hotel is there's meals, 3 meals included every day for 2 people, and they allow you to order food for your room either through an app or whatever app you want to use, as long as you're not paying in cash. So basically on your app you gotta prepay the food that you want delivered, which is a big deal. And they allow you to send some stuff from your house. So if you have a driver or somebody that can bring in stuff into the hotel, you got to drop it off somewhere in the basement or the lobby, and then they bring it up to your room, because you're not supposed to leave your room at all, which we've been doing. So, well, last night we got in around 11, fell asleep around midnight, woke up, of course we're on jet lag, so woke up around 5:40 a.m. Didn't really do much today. I assembled my wife's Pilates machine. That took me a good, hour? And just been hanging out with the kids. Played with the Oculus. I don't know if I'm going to work out today. We'll see. Yes, I know I complain a lot, but I don't know. I'm sorry. I just think that the government could do better. There's got to be more coordination, I think, between all the different agencies that are taking care of this whole pandemic. And by the way, Philippines is probably, well, from what I've been reading and what I've been seeing, it's had one of the worst responses to this pandemic. In the US, I mean, it's almost like there's no more pandemic over there. People are vaccinated, more than 50% of the population. Meanwhile, here in the Philippines, what is it, like 3%? I'm not an expert, but shouldn't they focus more on just getting more people vaccinated? I know it sounds that easy, but I think we could do it. I mean, the US was able to do it, and the Philippine government has borrowed so much money already that you would think they could do it, and we've gotten so many donations, so we just got to get our act together. Okay, enough complaining. On the bright side, at least we're not stuck in some small facility, somewhere here. At least I have my wife and my kids with me, and yeah, the next 10 days should be fine. I'm just gonna try to make the most out of it. Anyway, I'm gonna put more stuff in the description in case some of you are traveling to the Philippines. Comment below if you have any questions that I can help you with. But yeah, we gotta do a better job if we're gonna get more tourists into the country, and we do need, we need tourism to get back, because our country needs to start recovering. And yeah, I need a haircut. So, all right, talk to you guys soon. Bye.